What is going on, my shiny cardboard enthusiasts? Welcome back to the channel, guys. And today we are doing an update video for my top 10 secret rares for the Dragon Ball Super card game, because it has officially been a year since the last time we made this sort of video, and with over 20 new secret rares added to the card game since then, it seemed about time to go ahead and make an updated list, because this list is going to be completely different from the last time that we made one of these. So if you guys aren't subscribed yet, definitely consider subscribing. If you guys are subscribed, thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys want to support the channel or just enjoyed the video, so there a little bit, definitely hit the video with a like if you guys enjoyed, and drop some comments down below letting me know your guys' own top 10 secret rare list, or if you guys just want to judge my list, let me know, guys, what you guys think of it. Jesus Christ, stuttering so hard. It's been a while since I recorded, so it's going to be some stutters, but it is what it is. With all that being said, let's dive into Alright, so kicking off this video, we are actually going to start with the honorable mentions, just because usually by the end of the video I always forget to add these, so we're going to do these first. And the first card we're going to talk about is none other than Evil Saiyan Cumber, Malice Made Flesh secret rare from Fighter's Ambition. Don't know if I'll be giving all the information of every single secret rare, but whatever. So this card is going to be the first of our honorable mentions, just because I really like this card. And now, if you guys have been around for the channel for a while, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of the Super Dragon Ball Heroes spin-off stuff, and I usually kind of, I'm upset whenever they get secret rare slots, but, this Cumber has really grown on me, and Cumber in general just has as well. I really do like the character, he's not too bad. But I will say the reason this card is not on the list itself and it's an honorable mention is because the fact that, there's a lot of cool stuff from Cumber that they could have used, and the fact that they just used him in his straitjacket, like the foiling and stuff on this card looks superb, but the fact that he's just in a straitjacket and most of his art is covered by all of his text, so really you're just getting from like the waist up of him as far as art goes. And I feel like it could have been a lot better for a Cumber secret rare, in my opinion. They could have had him been in an Ozaru form or something like that. So that's why it's an honorable mention. But that's really I really got to say about Evil Saiyan Cumber. But our next honorable mention is going to be Awakened Power Son Goku secret rare from the Tournament of Power set. I really like this card, and I think it looks really good. The purple and the silver and all this like aesthetic of this card looks really good. It's just the fact that, it's just a little outdated in my opinion. Like, there's not a lot of crazy texture and stuff going on it. This technically was the first ever secret rare we ever got, so you kind of have to keep that in mind. But still, this was on my last list, so I did kind of want to mention it a little bit as an honorable mention and do give it that love, because as of the recording of this video, I still do not own this card, but I hope still to own it one day, because it is still an amazing looking card, and it's still the only Ultra Instinct Goku secret rare that we have in the entire card game. But that's really all I gotta say about this honorable mention. Let's move on to our last honorable mention with the Apex of Power. Now, I'm sure, I know, sit back down. I'm sure a lot of you are probably like, what? What? But as you guys know, if you guys saw the last video, if you guys haven't, I'll pause for a second so you guys can go check that out. And now that I've given you time to go do that, the reason this card is on our honorable mention and not on the list itself is because in our last top 10 video, this was my #1 pick, and I do own this card now. I absolutely love it. I have as a PSA 10. It is a great looking card. Honestly, the foiling on that card is a lot better than some would imagine. It actually looks a lot better in person than I ever saw online, so I will give it the benefit of the doubt. But it, again, just like the Awakened Power Son Goku, it has fallen a little bit to the wayside compared to some of the other secret rares that we're going to be talking about in this list. But I don't really want to ramble too much about the honorable mentions, but with all those being said, let's dive into the meat of the video. We're not going to transition. Wait, yes we are. Alright, so now officially jumping into the list here, we are going to kick this video off at number 10 with You Are #1 Alternate Art Secret Rare from the Collector's Power Absorbed box. Now, I said that weird, but so the reason this is number 10, now keep in mind, this was really hard to do. Like, going through and picking all these secret rares, I had to be really nitpicky with these, so don't crucify me too much in the comments if one of your favorite cards is not higher up on my list, so do keep that in mind. Now, regarding this card right here, I really love this card. It looks really good. The reason it is number 10 is because this should have been the original art. I've said it 1,000 times, especially whenever we're doing our openings and stuff about this set. And I just hate that they were super lazy with this. They should have easily made this, the regular version of this card, but besides, they made this the alternate art because it just didn't make any sense to me. It was so lazy. The regular version of this card is just the same art, just without Goku, just Vegeta, and it's just super disappointing in me. But I can't deny that this version of the card does look really good. I really love it. Super Saiyan 3 Goku looks awesome. You are number one. Vegeta is literally talking about Goku with his fight with Kid Buu. So I thought that the alternate art for this card should have been Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Kid Buu, but I don't want to rattle on too much about number 10. It is still a great looking card, but again, this should have been the original art, so that's why this is number 10 on my list. But with all that being said about You Are Number 1, let's move on to our next contender here. Coming in at number 9, we have Transcendental Predator Alternate Art Android 21. I know, sit down, Timmy. It's okay. Now, the reason, honestly, this was going to be a little bit higher up on my list, but I kind of had some last-minute changes on what I wanted to make this list, and she ended up coming down a couple of steps just because, it's still a great card. I feel like, another thing with the alternate arts, just like we had with the last one, I feel like they were really lazy with the art on the regular versions, so they could make the alternate art cards look a lot better. And again, I feel like this art should have been the original art. I love that her tongue is sticking out. The pose and angle that she has looks really nice. Like it, shows off everything on her really well, in my opinion. It's just the fact that, it's the alternate art. And I feel like her regular version is just super derpy and not as good compared to this one. Because, we can obviously see what they're capable of. It's just a matter of, them being a little bit lazy. I'm still really happy that I own this card as a PSA 10 in my collection. But, with that still being said, the texture and all over the stuff looks, Jesus Christ. The texture all over this card still looks really good. It's just the fact that it's an alternate art. And it just seems like it's a little lazy in my opinion, so that is why it is number 9 on my list. But that's really all I gotta say about Android 21, so let's move on to the next contender here. Alright, so coming in at number 8, we have Son Goku Peace Resolution. Now, this is one of our most recent secret rares to be revealed, or not revealed, but to be dropped in the Dragon Ball Super card game. I really like this card. I love the fact that we have Supreme Kai on a secret rare for once, which is just really cool in my opinion. The shot of Gohan being like, "Oh, Nani?" I just think it's a little funny to have it in the background, and just having Goku's hand on Supreme Kai. It's just a really nice card. The cameos is why this is a little bit higher on my list. I really like this card. I still don't own it yet. I still really want to get it eventually, but I just like the fact that there's a lot of cameos in this one, and the fact that, Gohan's "Nani" in the background is just, I don't know, it just adds that layer of kind of funny, comedic relief to the card a little bit, because obviously, Goku's dead, yada yada, this and that. Really don't know what else to say about this one, besides I just like that it has, King Kai in it and stuff. That's just super unique to see in a secret rare, but that's really all I gotta say about this one, so let's move on to our next one. Alright, so this card is going to be a little controversial, or I don't know, it's just, I wanted it to be a little bit higher up on my list, and it was originally going to be number 9, but so, okay, let me just show, it's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku United Divinity from Dawn of the Z Legend, and I really like this card a lot. Now, the reason it got moved up higher on my list is because of the serial versions that came out with, I'm pretty sure, a competition or a tournament or something like that. I don't know. I don't play the game actively. I just collect the cards because I love Dragon Ball and, the art of them and stuff like that. But as you can see, I'll probably have them cycling through me or next to me. But you can see that there is a silver version and a gold version of this same exact card. Now, I love that it has the serial numbers on it. I would really like to get a hold of one of these, or if not both of these, one day for my collection, but they're really expensive, and, if I were to pick any of the serial numbers, they'd have to have 8 in them, maybe be 888 or 808, or as long as there was an 8 in there, I would absolutely love it, because 8's my favorite number. But I just think it's really cool that there's these, serial number versions of these cards, and I really like the original version a lot too. It is definitely one of my favorite secret rares, but I had to mention these because I really wanted to make the golden cereal one like my pick for the slot for the card, but it just seemed like wrong to not talk about the other two, so I figured I'd just talk about all three. It just made the most sense. Really great card. Any of the three that you have, or if you have all three, let me know which one is your favorite out of the trio here, because honestly, you can't go wrong with any of them. Having a serial number card like this, and it being Goku in his Super Saiyan Blue, because the serial number cards, like that pose of Goku, like looking up at the person, like at the camera, it's just super cool in my opinion. And you got the the different sort of background, the serial number up top. Looks really amazing in my opinion, but that's really all I gotta say about this card. I don't want to just keep repeating myself over and over again, but let's move on to the next card. Alright, so coming up next we have Broly, Ultimate Agent of Destruction, from the premium edition of the collector's, or what was it, the premium anniversary or something like that. It's the premium edition secret rare of the Broly that we got from that. This card is absolutely loaded to the brim with texture, and it is absolutely insane. It's also Super Saiyan 3 Majin Broly, which is just really crazy in my opinion. I originally bought the premium pack thing that came with all three of them for the Hatchiyak, and crazy enough, he didn't make it on this list because I decided to put the Broly instead, because this card looks amazing. Like, it absolutely blew my mind when I was looking at it when it came in the mail, and I was just like, oh my god, like, super stellar, amazing looking card. Like, that card alone is worth buying, like the little pack that comes with all three of them in my opinion. Really amazing looking card. I honestly couldn't believe how amazing it looked, and just like the amount of texture that is on this card, like, dear lord. And the fact that I have it as a PSA 10 is even better in my opinion. But that's really all I gotta say about this Broly card. Just looks so good, couldn't help but not throw it on this list. But let's move on to the next card. Alright, so coming up next we have Golden Cooler Radiant Pride Secret Rare, again from the Power Absorb set. I was actually really excited for this card. Now, I do know that it is from the Planet Prison arc, from the Super Dragon Ball Heroes spin-off show that I mentioned earlier that I'm not the biggest fan of, but like I mentioned about Cumber, I do like the Planet Prison arc specifically because they had Golden Cooler in it, and the fact that we don't have a Golden Frieza secret rare, I know we have his signature rare and stuff like that, which is from the Tournament of Power set, which is so cool, but the fact that Golden Cooler got a secret rare before Golden Frieza is kind of funny in my opinion, because I couldn't believe it, and I was just, I'm a huge fan of Cooler, so the fact that we got Golden Cooler, his pose looks really cool, and honestly, you're probably wondering like, oh, how come the alternate art version is on the list, or why it wasn't in an honorable mention? Because I thought the alternate art for that card, for this card, is just whack. I don't know why they made his like pose all weird and stuff. I think this pose looks amazing. He looks like he literally just got done transforming. He's looking up at the camera and stuff. Just an awesome, badass pose. The foiling on this card also looks really amazing. I'm really glad I also got this as another PSA 10 for my collection. Really amazing card. Really can't say much else about it besides it's Golden Cooler. How could you not like it? But let's move on to the next card now. Moving on. Alright, so here we go, y'all, with the next card, and it is Super Saiyan 4 Goku Hyper Evolution alternate art. Now, this is the regular alternate art, not from the premium edition one. The premium edition one, his like arms are like all stuck out really wide, and I'm pretty sure like his wrist is like broken in one of them. I don't know. Just looks weird in my opinion. The regular, okay, so this isn't the regular one. This is the alternate art, again, that I mentioned earlier. Like the Broly, but the regular one. Jesus Christ, why am I making this so difficult? Anyway, this card looks awesome. Absolutely love it. Out of all the like Hyper Evolution versions of this cards, out of the three, this is by far my favorite one. The original one looks okay. It's just him doing like a Kamehameha, but like his like pose and all the stuff that he's in right here just looks so good. The amount of foiling going on behind him just looks amazing. It looks like he's literally like on fire and stuff. Just, I don't know. I love the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. It's probably one of my favorite transformations outside of Ultra Instinct and Beast Gohan and Ultra Ego and stuff. And I just really love the fact that they did this card justice. Goku looks so menacing in this pose, and I don't know, you can't go wrong with this card in your collection. Again, it's another PSA 10 in mine. I just really love this card. I couldn't help but put it higher up on my list just because of how well I think they captured the ferocity of Super Saiyan 4 Goku in this. But again, that's really all I gotta say about this one, so let's move on to the next one. Pew! Alright, so we're coming down to the wire. Here we are with number 3, and it is none other than Beast Gohan Secret Rare, which we got from our Fighter's Ambition set. If you guys saw the video where I pulled this bad boy, it was absolutely insane the way it happened. I literally bought 7 packs because I bought Beast Gohan, and then in those 7 packs, I pulled another one, which was just absolutely insane. So I kind of had like a little special kind of place in my heart for this Beast Gohan card just because of the crazy like 7 packs and I pull them, which was just insane in my opinion. But regardless of how lucky I got with pulling this card looks amazing. Like the amount of foiling that they use for this bad boy, like all in his special beam, like blast aura, all the like aesthetic behind him and stuff, like oh my god. When I saw this card, I was like, they are taking a direction with the secret rares that I am absolutely loving. And you know, this is just a testament of how awesome these cards can look. Oh man, they captured this card so well in my opinion. His red eyes, and like whenever you like have the light go over them, and the fact that they still like hold that like red tint and stuff, like oh dude, so good. I remember just hitting the nut button as soon as I saw that because I was just like, oh my god, that is so cool in my opinion. It's the little details that they did with this card that really just made it stand out in my opinion. It's still a relatively expensive card. I did have 2 of them, but I sold one, obviously. You know, money. I got to pay for this card stuff somehow. But really love this card. You cannot go wrong with having this card in your collection. It is a little bit expensive, but I'm telling you guys, this card, I feel like this card is eventually going to end up being one of the holy grails in the card game one day. So definitely put it in your collection now if you guys are able to afford picking it up. But that's really all I got to say about this Beast Gohan card. I feel like it really just shook the card game a little bit whenever this bad boy dropped. I feel like everybody and their mama wanted this card. But that's really all I got to say about this one. So let's move on to we're on number 2 now. Alright, so coming in at number 2, we have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, A Light in the Darkness. Now, I absolutely love this card so much. When I saw that it got revealed, again, this is from the Super Dragon Ball Hero stuff. It's crazy how I hate that show so much, yet a lot of the cards that they sometimes pick, it's usually hit or miss whenever they pick stuff from that show, in my opinion. And the Golden Cooler, the Apex of Power, this card right here, just looks so good in my opinion. I love Super Saiyan 4, like I said earlier, but the beam sword in his hand, his like cocky ass pose, just looking up at you, smiling and stuff, not to mention that like swirl texture behind him and everything. Oh my god, I was so happy when I pulled this card. It was definitely one of my most favorite cards to pull, and not to mention the like idea build up stuff that I had for him was also really fun to do, and just really fun to like watch it like come together and stuff. So absolutely love this card. I actually had one of my buddies, he actually made me a shirt with Vegeta on the shirt, so definitely stay tuned for the future, and you guys will definitely see me wearing it in some videos. And it's funny because he asked me this before I made this list and stuff. But really, I gotta say about Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I don't want to ramble on too much. Absolutely love this card. It sucks that it's dropped down in price a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's not really all about prices. It's really most about the art and stuff, and they absolutely nailed this Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Secret Rare that's on the same level as this Vegeta. Hopefully sometime in the future, because Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is by far my favorite character in this whole, franchise. But that's enough said about number 2. Let's move on to number 1. Alright, so here we are. It's number 1 time. Did you like? Did you subscribe? Did you make your list down in the comment section yet? I'll give you time to do that right now. Boom, doom, 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 boom, doom, doom, doom. Time's up. Here we go, y'all. It's number 1 time, and it is Shenron. So, yeah, I actually decided, because it was really hard to choose between Shenron and Vegeta. And at the end of the day, I had to go with Shenron just because the amount of texture that is on this card is absolutely insane. I don't think there's any other card outside this Shenron that has as much. Sorry, all the saliva in my mouth is making it hard to talk. But I don't think there's any other card outside of this Shenron. Maybe the Ultimate Agent of Destruction Broly. Maybe something like that might have as much texture or something in it, like, you know, this card does. But dude, the amount of texture that is in this Shenron is absolutely insane. Like, the scales, like his, like, little, like, what are these called? Mustache? I don't even know what, antennas maybe? I don't know what you think. Whiskers. There we go, that's what they're called. So, there's, like, whiskers, his scales, his horns, literally the whole background behind him. The texture is absolutely on maximum overload, and it still looks amazing. Like, you know, it's just amount of right and not too much wrong, if that makes sense. Because, you know, there are some cards that could be overly put with texture and they could still just look cluttered or just like too busy and stuff. And I feel like this card just absolutely nails it so well. And the fact that it's Shenron, like, it's the Eternal Dragon, it's the whole dragon of the whole franchise on a secret rare, and he looks amazing. Like, I feel like the only way they could have made this a little bit better is if he was like in a portrait style and he was like that iconic shot from the Dragon Ball Z intro. I feel like that's the only thing that could have been better than this, but, you know, needless to say, I'm not the biggest fan of portrait style cards, so really this is the best option in my opinion. Absolutely love this card. You could really just flip a coin between Vegeta and Shenron, but Shenron is so amazing. He looks so good. I'm so happy he finally got a secret rare. It was finally, you know, due for one and everything. But that is gonna be the list, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this update video for my top 10 secret rares for the Dragon Ball Super card game. If you guys did, definitely hit the video with a like, show that support. Subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed already, because I'm going to be doing tons of videos hopefully for the rest of this month now that I'm able to do some videos and stuff like that. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me ramble about some shiny cardboard. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Now we'll catch you guys in the next video.